So let me introduce ourselves as from a movement called the May 17 movement. The movement started by the professionals and youth of Tamils from Tamil Nadu, marking the day the genocide happened in Sri Lanka. From 2009, May 17 onwards, we are working extensively on the issues and challenges that are faced by Tamils. And we here want to address the India, the facts that are not commonly presented in the rest of the nation, which are commonly discussed in Tamil Nadu, normally was not covered in the media outside Tamil Nadu. So we would like to present those facts with evidences possible. We want to present the case of Rajiv Gandhi assassination. The Rajiv Gandhi assassination is revealed the threat that the nation was facing. It is a very important and a critical incident. In fact, a challenge moment that India faced in the early 90s, when the globalization was its initial phases. In any country, this kind of assassination of a high-profile personality would have invited a detailed, democratic discussion and a very transparent investigation would have happened. But unfortunately, in India, there's a clear preconceived campaign and a rhetoric as eroded or completely it's like eroded, completely avoided, completely didn't give any space for a democratic discussion on what actually made these, what are the circumstances, what are the conspiracies behind this high-profile assassination. And that's the reason we are here to discuss those conspiracies, especially loopholes of the high-profile assassination for the nation. This took nearly 20 years for Tamil to come outside Tamil Nadu to discuss these facts, which is very common, which any Tamil knows, but all these facts, about 20 years back. The reason was very simple. After the assassination, the entire Tamil Nadu was in a great oppression, and kind of a state oppression was going on heavily on the Tamils, as if the entire Tamil community was somehow related to the assassination. Is the kind of image that was created among the Tamils, and the entire Tamil community made to feel guilty for the assassination. And during this phase, during this course of 20 years, the investigation started with a preconceived notion, with a very limited scope, and convicted innocents, those who are never ever participated in the core assassination plot or a conspiracy. And now those three unfortunate innocents are facing death sentence. And we are here to present those extensive facts that need to be questioned in the interest of the nation. Because by hanging these three men, the entire conspiracy will put on rest. And the reasons, the people behind the assassination will never ever come up in a public platform, will never ever be questioned or investigated. And the threat remains there for the nation. Whether we are going to hang them or not, the threat to the nation is there, is immediate. And at this juncture, we are presenting certain facts that we have got in a common, through our common sense and through certain arguments by the opposition that made on that. And the people who are present in this scenario are in the politics of that period. raised very, very sharp questions, even about 10-15 years back itself. Still the questions remains there. And to stop all these loopholes, the government of India is in a complete rhetoric to hang these three men, stating that they are the killers of the Rajiv. But I want to present few facts which we have circulated the document. Few things which I want to highlight is that, see, about 26 people were convicted among the extensive investigation. The 26 were initially convicted as the capital punishment. Among the 26, 13 were Tamil Nadu Tamils and the 13 were Sri Lankan Tamils. Then the case went to the Supreme Court. There it was reduced to 4 people. The 4 people were given death penalty. Among them, 2 persons were Sri Lankan Tamils and 2 persons were Tamil Nadu Tamils. And one among the 4 convicts is not the accused 1, 2 or 3 or 4. He is accused number 18. It is a kind of Amnesty International quoted this entire process as a judicial terrorism, having put in 26 people into given 26 people death penalty, and then make to 4 people. And we are asking a very critical question, that a Congress leader, Tamil Nadu Congress leader, Murugan Chandrasekhar, she's no more now, I believe. She and her family helped the assassins to take a very close approach to the Rajiv Gandhi. They in fact, they clear all the security barriers and take the assassins very close to Rajiv Gandhi, and they were not got hurt. But they were never investigated till then. But a person, a boy of 19 years old, who was watching a movie along with his friends, was investigated and convicted for death penalty, stating that he bought 9-volt battery and he offered the 9-volt battery to the assassins, and they got the proof showing a cash bill, and making us to wonder whether 20 years before any petty shop for 5 rupees offering a cash bill. But that boy, now 40 years old, facing a death penalty. And there is one more person which I would like to mention here from the Sri Lankan side. He is a life sentence convict. His name is Robert Pious. He is a humble farmer in the Mannar district of Sri Lanka. In an early morning raid, early day raid by the Indian peacekeeping force, which entered into his home, his second son, 13 days old son, was sleeping. The IPKF pulled the infant from its bed and smashed its head on the floor, made the baby to die. And this unfortunate man ran for escape to protect his other son. He came to India as a refugee. He was made as a person who's somehow involved in the case, and he's about 20 years now. He's completed 20 years in the prison. And similar way, Mr. Santhan, who's facing a death sentence, was actually on his way to the abroad as a refugee, came in his original passport, was arrested in the Chennai airport, and made to connect with the entire assassin plot. Now he's facing the death penalty. And his family is such a poor family that their parents couldn't be able to see him. Not even one relative have visited him the past 20 years. The initial 26 people, which if you look at the pattern, are either, or almost all, or somehow sympathize to the Tamil's cause or Tamil freedom of Elam cause. But India itself supported those days. Now it could have been a different deal now. But earlier days, the Indira Gandhi trained the militants, those who fought for Tamil Elam, and the entire Tamil Nadu was in favor of them. So it is nothing wrong to support the Tamils cause that time and being at the Dravidian ideology. The 26 people are somehow are connected to Dravidian ideology or a Tamil cause or a Sri Lankan Tamil. But if you look at the real people, those who involved themselves in the assassination, but those who are not in this circle of a pro-Tamil or a Sri Lankan or a pro-Edam cause, was never ever investigated, like how Maradam Chandrasekhar was there, or how Mr. Subramanian Swamy, or how Perarivalan Chandra Swamy. The people, those who are outside this periphery, never ever been investigated or accused or convicted. It's a clear-cut plot made by the Special Investigation Team, that is SIT, to take the entire investigation track in one particular manner and convict the whole, made the entire Tamil community as a guilty community that could have assassinated Rajiv Gandhi. So these are, we are giving a clear evidence as how the investigation went on. There were two commissions set up. One is a Verma Commission. That was the first one. Later was a Jain Commission. Both the commissions were made not to interact, not to interfere in the investigation of SIT, nor given any access to the documents of SIT, or nor given permission to cross-investigate or interrogate or to talk with the witnesses that are listed by SIT. So SIT was clearly protected by the commissions, and SIT given a very free hand, and SIT exercised the maximum torture to those innocents, because those innocents were picked in their home, because they are poor, they don't have any greater background.
Yes.
So the entire thing was that the people were collected for the investigation are either poor or don't have any political or social background, or those who cannot protect their rights. And they were put on the investigation and inhuman torture. I would like to mention one particular case is that the Supreme Court verdict of hanging Perarivalan hangs on his confession made under the Tada Code or made in the police station under SP Tyagarajan. The same SP Tyagarajan was warned by the Kerala High Court for covering up the Sister Abaya case as a suicide, which is actually a rape and murder. This particular person's act indicates how and what kind of people were comprised of an SIT team and what kind of torture went on. Those confessions were taken into account and they were given the capital punishment in trial Tada Court, as well as same, unfortunately, considered by the Supreme Court, which is very odd, which is supposed to be a high profile judicial body, behaved so indifferently to this particular case and delivered the verdict that they should be hanged. So we are here raising very, very few very critical questions on how this entire investigation is on. So we are not asking the wisdom of the Supreme Court, but we are asking very much the fundamental, the way the investigation went on. And the questions are still remains there, whether you hang these three innocent people or not. These questions going to lingering around this country. And the threat to the entire nation still remains there. I would like to introduce Mr. Veluchami, who is a senior congressman and also a personal secretary to famous Dr. Subramanian Swamy at the time when he was a law and justice minister. That's the time that Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated. He was traveling along with them all the crucial days when the entire plot was opened up. So you can ask him any kind of questions and he is ready to answer those questions, because we very well know about Mr. Velcham in Tamil Nadu, that he opened up the saying that the real person who's behind the brain behind the assassination is none other than Mr. Subramanian Swamy. And he's the right person to say that. And he has the reasons. He presented himself before Jain Commission. And if you look at the media, we really felt unfortunate. The Tamil community itself felt so unfortunate that Subramanian Swamy is the person who put on the media to answer the discussion, to lead the discussion to hang 3 men. He is visiting almost all the media houses as raising a rhetoric about hanging these 3 men. The reason is simple. Because once you hang these 3 men, the real conspirators or the conspiracy put to rest. And that is what we want. You can ask him kind of questions. And meanwhile, I'd like to introduce one of the senior political commentator and a senior journalist too, and an intellect, real Tamil intellect, and authority in South Asian events from the 80s till date in the Sri Lanka and Tamil freedom cause, Mr. Vidudalai Rajendran. And he is a person who can give what actually went behind the the period of the very crucial period of 89, 90, 91 and 92. It's a very, very crucial period that defined the policy of India, either on the entire globalization or whatever it is, or economic reforms, or to the South Asian foreign policy that affects India, that actually created a threat to the nation now. So I'm happy to present 2 veterans before the Mumbai court. And before I'm concluding it, I would like to request that Tamil community is not confined to few English-speaking persons, someone like Subramanian Swamy or Cho Ramaswamy alone. Tamil community has got intellectuals in almost every area and who have never put themselves before the media. And we request the media, which stood in hard times and which saved the nation in a very critical moments, to come with a clear discussion and a critical comment on this particular case. Because it's not only saving these 3 innocent people, but you are holding a responsibility to protect the interest of the nation, the security of the nation, and the safety of the nation. We want you to raise the very critical and important questions. We are asking you to support our cause to save these 3 men. We are here to ask critical questions. Please create a platform where people can equally discuss. There are other voices are there, the real factors are there. We lost 20 years in the suppression in Tamil Nadu. Even now we are facing 144 in Chennai for 20 years. So it's a kind of, that's where we are all hailing from. So we want the media to take the responsibility of the nation and ask the critical questions. That's what we are all wishing for. And help us to take these critical questions across the nation and let them be answered now, at least after 20 years. Thank you. I would like to put an interesting note from Mr. Velcham. He is ready to face Dr. Subramanian Swamy on his accusation that Subramanian Swamy is behind the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi, and he is ready to take him on a public platform outside Tamil Nadu, anywhere in India, anywhere in the world, and he can take him on. He is ready for a discussion one-to-one with them. If media is there or public is there, he is ready for that. And I want you to start questioning whatever the questions that you are, that's lingering in your mind. Probably you can fire your questions. So he's marking one particular report and saying is that this is a photograph just before the assassination took place, where Danu is standing with Sivarajan and all. In this photograph, Danu don't have a bindi in her face. But there is a photograph after the assassination. She is laying into the pieces. If you look at what she is having the bindi. And likewise, we can list about 50-60 questions which are very, very critical. And we want you to ask similar questions here. And we are ready to answer those questions.
What is the point you're trying to make that she has a bindi and she doesn't have a bindi? What is the
See, it's simple like, how come the bindi can come into the place? That's a question.
Then what is the point you're trying to make? I don't understand.
I'm sorry?
What is the point you're trying to make from the bindi?
See, this is the one among the entire 50-60 points that we are raising here. The one particular question is that Margadam Chandrasekhar, who's a senior Congress leader, whose daughter dropped the Danu into the side, son dropped the Lalit Chandrasekhar, dropped the Danu, who's the suicide bomber, into the side, was never investigated, was let off. And he can ask so many questions like the actual investigation started about the next day, about 12 o'clock around that.
22nd morning, 9 o'clock, definitely the investigation starts.
Yeah.
Can you actually say, the points before we can ask questions? So there is more clarity to that.
Yeah.
So you need to tell us what are the discrepancies.
May 21st night, 2015, preliminary investigation starts on 22nd morning. But 22nd morning,
See, the assassination has happened the 21st night around 10 o'clock. The actual preliminary investigation started 9 o'clock of the next day, that is 22nd. But the 22nd morning, if you check the paper, Mr. Subramanian Swamy gave the press report that assassination was conducted by LED. How come he come to a conclusion before the investigation itself has started? He was a law minister. He was a law and justice minister by that time. That was one comment that he wanted to make. He's telling that there was a video coverage taken from the stage of that assassination area, that the meeting, public meeting. That videotape was held by M.K. Narayan, who was IB chief that time. Till date, that videotape was not presented to the investigation agencies. Till date. And M.K. Narayan is made as a suspicious person by none other than the Jain Commission itself. Yeah, let me read out the questions. Let me talk. See, let me put the few questions before you like. See, there was one Mr. O.P. Sagar, who was a security officer, who was taking charge of the Rajiv Gandhi's security. But he was deliberately made to miss his flight from Vizag. And he supposed to hand over the rifle, the pistol, to the other security officer who happened to receive him in Mumbai. He misses him. And the security officer who accompanied Rajiv Gandhi haven't taken a pistol or a rifle along with him when he went along with the Rajiv Gandhi. You might be asking a question, is that so important? If Danu was identified as a human bomb, but Danu was never identified as a human bomb for one reason, that there was not even one metal detector was there in the venue. And more important is that this venue was not at all in the Congress list of campaigns, and police was allocated a different site and not this site, stating that this site is not a secured site to have a public meeting. This site was decided at the last minute, and Rajiv Gandhi came to the site. And when Rajiv Gandhi visited the site, there was not even the basic metal detector was not available.
On May 21st, a delegation from Tamil Nadu Congress Committee met the state governor, and they gave a memorandum to the governor not to permit the Rajiv Gandhi meeting at Sriperumbudur. There might be some danger to his life. And the governor instructed the police department not to permit the Sriperumbudur meeting. Despite all these odds, the meeting was permitted and the assassination was held.
And in the entire assassination, you can find not even one person who got killed in the entire assassination was, apart from Rajiv Gandhi, not even one congressman got hurt in the entire assassination. It's a strange event, like where a high-profile Prime Minister candidate was on the meeting, and not even a local Congress leader was not near to him, and not even a single Congress leader was there. And if you go to the detail, like the Sivarasan who was on the run, was offered the home to stay by none other than by the Ranganath, is a Bangalore Ranganath, is a broker, who was pressurized to give that particular home to Sivarasan, and that Ranganath was pressurized by a person who was very close to Margaret Alva. So Margaret Alva's close person pressurized this Ranganath to hire a house for Sivarasan, who was a prime accused in the entire case.
No, it was not brought to the court. The TNCC President Vadapadi Ramamurthy himself met the governor and submitted a memorandum to the governor not to permit the Rajiv Gandhi meeting at Sriperumbudur venue. But it was not kept under the court. It was not under the purview of the investigation. It is only a part of the Congress activities. So they are not.
Public document available now?
Oh, it is published in the newspaper. The Hindu newspaper has published this news. The Hindu paper on 22nd has published this news item. May 22nd, Hindu paper has published. Hindu and all leading English daily in Tamil Nadu published this news item.
They all already had the copy of the memorandum.
Oh, this memorandum is given to the governor of Tamil Nadu. The news published by the English daily in Tamil Nadu on 22nd May. 22nd. Next day it's news published.
You're international powers. You're using Mr. Subramanian Swamy, but your report is saying it's deeper plans from international powers. Which international powers?
International powers. So I want to clarify. There would be 3 commissions appointed by the government of India to inquire into the Rajiv Gandhi assassination. The first commission is Verma Commission. It was appointed by Chandrasekhar government to look into the security lapses given to Rajiv Gandhi. This Verma Commission handed over the report to the Narasimha Rao government. But the Narasimha Rao government did not want to publish this report. So under the pressure from the Congress party men, the Narasimha Rao government was forced to submit the report at the parliament. The report pointed out many lapses in the Rajiv Gandhi security. And the Narasimha government did not take any action regarding this report. They simply shelved the report. Subsequently, in the Narasimha government, the Home Minister Chavan appointed a commission to look into the conspiracy angle of this case. It is a Jain Commission. The Jain Commission was obstructed by the Congress government itself. The government itself went to the Supreme Court and tried to ban or try to obstruct the proceedings of this commission. After a long battle, the commission was under the pressure to release a commission's report in the Gujarat government. You know, the Gujarat government is under the support of the Sonia Gandhi Congress. So the Sonia Gandhi Congress pressurized the Gujarat government to release Jain Commission immediately. So under pressure, the Jain Commission released some text, not a detailed commission, some 10 or 15 pages. That is why they are not, they don't want to take any action, further action. So simply I was and served the commission, Jain Commission. The Jain Commission deal with the conspiracy angle. The Jain Commission told that Subramanian Swamy is a suspicious person. He did not cooperate with this commission of inquiry. And Chandra Swamy should be inquired. The commission suspected Chandra Swamy's role in Rajiv Gandhi assassination. So he must be inquired into. He must be, so far till date, no inquiry was made against Chandra Swamy. Subsequent to that, there is one more commission, that is multiple disciplinary monetary agency constituted by CBI. That in this commission doesn't take its work yet. It is not taking its work yet. This Rajiv Gandhi case is not yet concluded. This process is going on. But even if it is not concluded the case, you are very hurried to have these three persons as accused. What is the justice in this? That is the questions we put before you.
According to you, why do you think Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated?
Okay, we don't know. But the Jain Commission says many conspiracies handled. Some international persons are there, and Rajiv Gandhi is emerging as one of the most powerful persons in the South Asian region. He was opposing to the American domination at that time. He was supporting the South Africa's fund collection project. And somewhat the people, Western people and the American, didn't want to emerge Rajiv Gandhi as a superman in the Southeast Asia. That was one of the conspiracy angle discussed in the Jain Commission.
But you were associated with Subramanian Swamy. Yes. And you say that he was the main conspirator, Subramanian Swamy. So you must be also aware of the motive behind the assassination. What was the motive of assassination?
Minister or the movement report file, நான் ஜெயிக்க விஷயமா கேட்கிறபோது அந்த ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் டே அந்த ஃபைல் மட்டும் மிஸ்ஸிங் தான். அவர் எங்கே இருக்கிறார்கள் இது ஒன்று அவர் சொல்றாரு. அந்த ப்ரூவ் பண்ண முடியும். அதுவும் அந்த மசாஜ் நடக்கிறதுக்கு முதல் நாள் 20th night மார்னிங் சேலத்தில் வந்து 40 people வந்து பேசுகிறவங்க இந்த 4 நாள் எலெக்ஷன் ஃபண்டிங் கேட்கறது என்ன சொல்றாங்க. 4 நாள் இருக்கிற எலெக்ஷன் நடந்தா பார்ப்போம். என்ன இப்படி சொன்னீங்கன்னா 4 நாள் எது வேணாலும் நடக்கலாம். இருந்தால்
So in line with his questions. Actually, he didn't know what is the motive of Subramanian Swamy. So only Subramanian Swamy have to say that. But he can give you the circumstances because he was closely with them at that time. He was with them. The one particular thing is that when you were a minister, there was a movement report wherever you are going and all, coming at a meeting, attend the meeting and all. Till date, Mr. Subramanian Swamy's that movement file is missing. That's the one. Second, when he was in the Salem meeting was happening in the Salem election the previous day, 20th. He was asking that we should mobilize more funds for the election campaign. But Subramanian Swamy replying that, let's see whether the election is going to happen or not. So that's a kind of comment. Because he come to a suspicious mode only after the assassination. Because of the way that he behaved. He actually didn't know what is the motive behind it. That is supposed to be the responsibility of the SIT or investigation teams. But he's giving his version that what the odd behavior of the Subramanian Swamy around that time. That's what he's saying, that before the investigation started, Subramanian is saying that it's LTTE did it. But the actual investigation starts only at 9 o'clock up to 22nd. But by that time, if the assassination happened, the entire area would have been sealed. But the camera was missing. That was taken by Hari Babu, which is very, very key thing. That was missing. How that has been missing? Then the SIT team went and fought with the journalist and got it back. But likewise, there are so many things that he can list it out. See, like there is a little inconvenience that he can speak only in Tamil. Let him speak. Probably I can translate into it. Please bear with us for this kind of inconvenience.
May I suggest one thing, please? I think you should address us and then you translate sentence by sentence.
Yes.
That will be
better.
better. Each sentence by sentence. Each mind between. Yeah.
In assassination, May 21st night, 10:15 அந்த assassination நடக்குது. அந்த assassination நடக்கிற போது ராஜீவ் காந்தி பக்கத்துல இருந்த ஒரு லேடி எஸ்ஐ பேர் அனுசூயா, 80% burning wounds. Luckily, he is alive. She is alive. இந்த நிமிடம் வரலும் அந்த ஐ விட்னஸ் எந்த பாரத்திலையும் அவங்க விசாரிக்கல. This is number one.
Translate, yeah.
See, there was one sub-inspector called Anushya, Lady SI. She was with Rajiv Gandhi at the time of bomb blast. She got about 80% of burns and she survived miraculously. Till date, she was not investigated. Till date, she was not investigated. She is still alive.
அதே போலவே அந்த அனுசூயாவை அந்த மே 21st அசாசினேஷன்ல சென்னையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய ஜிஹெச்ல உடல் முழுக்க பர்னிங் வூண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கிற போது நான் பக்கத்துல போய் பார்த்தேன். அப்ப அந்த அம்மா என்கிட்ட சொன்னது, நேரடியாக சொன்னது, அந்த கொலைக்கு காரணமாக இருந்த ஹியூமன் பாம் அந்த தனு அண்ட் சிவராசன் அண்ட் கோயிலவாணி இந்த 3 பேரையுமே மரகதம் சந்திரசேகருடைய சன் லலித் சந்திரசேகர் அவர் தான் அவருடைய ஓன் கார்ல கொண்டு வந்து டிராப் பண்ணிட்டு போனாருனாங்க. இந்த நிமிடம் வரல எந்த ஃபாரத்திலையும் அந்த லலித் சந்திரசேகரை விசாரிக்கவே இல்லை.
Mr. Veluchami met Anushya on the 21st with her 80% burns. She was admitted in the General Hospital, Chennai. And he met her in that night. She told him that the assassins, the 3 people, the Kokilavani, Danu, Sivarasan, was taken by the car of Maragadam Chandrasekhar. Why Maragadam Chandrasekhar was not investigated? Why Anushya was not put before the trial?
The most important May 21st night 10:15 அந்த ஹியூமன் பாம் வெடிக்குது, அசாசினேஷன் நடக்குது. அந்த ஸ்பாட்ல ராஜீவ் காந்தியுடைய பாடி இதுதான் ஐடென்டி பண்ணது ஜெயந்தி நடராஜன். அந்த ஜெயந்தி நடராஜன் அவங்க பத்திரிகை கொடுத்திருக்க பேட்டி, அந்த அசாசினேஷன் நடந்து ஆஃப்டர் half an hour தான் அவங்க தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பர்சன் இந்த பாடியை இதுதான் ராஜீவ் காந்தின்னு சொன்னது. ஆனால் அந்த 10:25க்கு என்னுடைய திருச்சியில என்னுடைய வீட்டில இருந்து சுப்பிரமணிய சாமிக்கு போன் பண்ற போது அவர் சொல்றார், ராஜீவ் காந்தி செத்துட்டார், அதான சொல்ல வருகின்றார். அந்த அசாசினேஷன் நடக்கிற இடத்துல முதல் ஐடென்டி பண்ண அந்த ஜெயந்தி நடராஜனே 10:15 ஆகுது, half an hour பின்னால 10:45 தான் ஐடென்டி பண்றாங்க. ஆனால் டெல்லியில் இருக்கக்கூடிய சுப்பிரமணிய சாமி 10:25 ராஜீவ் காந்தி அசாசினேஷன் பண்ணிட்டாங்க அப்படின்னு எனக்கு போன்ல சொன்னாரு. நான் அப்ப ஜெயின் கமிஷன் என்ன சொன்னேன்னா, என்னுடைய போன் அவங்க ஈஸியா இருக்கு கவர்மெண்ட்ல, என்னுடைய போனுக்கும் சுப்பிரமணிய சாமி போனுக்கும் அந்த டைம்ல நாங்க பேசுறதுக்கான ஆதாரம் இருக்கும், நீங்க செக்அப் பண்ணிக்கணும்னு சொன்னேன்.
The assassination took place by 10:15 and Jayanti Natarajan identifies the body of Rajiv Gandhi and she confirms that Rajiv Gandhi, it's the body of Rajiv Gandhi. That happened half an hour after the assassination, after the bomb blast. That's about 10:45 or so. Mr. Veluchami, that time about 10:25, he called Mr. Subramanian Swamy, who was in Delhi. And he asked, when he was about to ask him something, that he immediately, before he started talking, Subramanian Swamy told that, are you coming to say that Rajiv Gandhi got assassinated? He himself voluntarily says that, how could he know is what he's saying that? But he registered this particular thing in the Jain Commission. He's challenged that the entire conversation with the ministry would have been in the tapes. So we can refer the tapes, is what he's telling now.
The most important, May 22nd, Subramanian Swamy's program was in Madurai on public meeting. அவர் என்கிட்ட முன்னால சொன்னது என்னன்னு கேட்டா, 22nd மார்னிங் 6:30 டெல்லியிலிருந்து ஃபிளைட்ல மெட்ராஸ் வந்து, மெட்ராஸ் வந்து மதுரை ஃபிளைட்டுக்கு அவர் வர்றது. இன் பிட்வீன் மதுரை டு சென்னை, திருச்சியில நான் அவர் கூட ஜாயின் பண்ணிக்கணும். நாங்க மதுரையில மீட்டிங் முடிச்சுட்டு நெக்ஸ்ட் டே எங்க அவருடைய பப்ளிக் மீட்டிங் திருச்சியில இருக்கு. இதுக்காக என்ன வர சொல்லியிருந்தார். ஆனால் நான் ஜெயின் கமிஷன்ல அவர்கிட்ட கேட்டேன், அந்த ஷெட்யூல் ப்ரோக்ராம்ங்கிறதுனால மார்னிங் ஃபிளைட்டுக்கு நீங்க டிக்கெட் கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிருப்பீங்க, இந்த அசாசினேஷன் 10:15 தான் நடந்துச்சு, அதனால நீங்க கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ண டிக்கெட்டை எப்ப கேன்சல் பண்ணீங்கன்னு கேட்டேன். அப்ப அவர் இது வந்து எல்லாருக்கும் முன்னால கமிஷன்ல அவர் பாக்ஸ் சொன்ன பதில், நான் டிக்கெட்டே வாங்கலன்னாரு. ஏன்னு கேட்டோம், அவருக்கு பதில் சொல்ல முடியல. அப்ப நான் கேட்டேன், இந்த உலகம் முழுக்க இருக்கக்கூடிய எல்லா பாலிட்டிஷியனும் அவருடைய ப்ரோக்ராமை சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிட்டது ஆஃப்டர் தி அசாசினேஷன் ஒன்லி. பட் திஸ் ஜென்டில்மேன் டாக்டர் சுப்பிரமணிய சாமி சேஞ்ச் ஹிஸ் ப்ரோக்ராம் பிஃபோர் அசாசினேஷன்.
Mr. Subramanian Swamy's election campaign plan was on May 22nd. He is supposed to reach Chennai from Delhi, and from there he have to go via Trichy to Madurai. And after that, the next day, that is 23rd, there is a meeting in Trichy. In Trichy, on 22nd, Mr. Veluchami is supposed to join with Subramanian Swamy. So it is a very well-planned election campaign that was on, that he is coordinating with Mr. Subramanian Swamy. In the Jain Commission, he asked Mr. Subramanian Swamy, see, 22nd morning is supposed to reach Chennai. That means that you would have blocked the tickets, air tickets. Those tickets would have got confirmed by the time. And he replied that, Subramanian Swamy replied that he didn't book the ticket at all, and he almost cancelled the trip. His question was there in Jain Commission is that all the leaders, including VP Singh or whatever, Chandrasekhar, whoever it is, changed their travel plans only after the assassination, not before the assassination. How come this could have happened? This question was raised in the Jain Commission. Because it was a clear plan of trip and election campaign, and he was coordinating. There was, if at all there is a change of plan, he would have informed Mr. Veluchami about the change of plans. But he was not informed about the change of plans. But he is refusing that. He is saying that he didn't block the tickets. So he is open to the questions. If they have any questions, probably you can ask him.
What's say after 20 years the case that should be investigated?
From the
See, he is asking for a reinvestigation. Not only now, even 15 years before itself, he started asking the same questions. These factors were presented to us about 15 years back. From that day onwards, he is asking a reinvestigation of the case. He registered this particular thing of reinvestigation in the Jain Commission and CBI as well as the MDMA, Multidisciplinary Monitoring Agency, which is yet to complete its investigation.
In a nutshell, what you are trying to say?
You are talking about do you think there is any role of
May 91 அந்த எலெக்ஷன் போது நரசிம்ம ராவ் I am retired from politics பப்ளிக்கா அனௌன்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டு நான் எலெக்ஷன்ல கண்டெஸ்ட் பண்ணல அப்படின்னு ஹைதராபாத்ல திராட்சை தோட்டத்துக்கு போயிட்டாரு. ஆனால் இந்த அசாசினேஷன் நடந்த நெக்ஸ்ட் டே அவர் டெல்லியில இருந்தாரு. அவர் பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் ஆகிறாரு. 120 கோடி மக்கள் இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு நாட்டுல நினைத்த உடனே பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் ஆகிறதுக்கு அவரால் முடியும்னா அவரால் முடியாது. அதுக்கு பின்னால் அந்த ஃபோர்ஸ் என்ன அப்படிங்கிறத
saying that during the elections in 91, in May, Narasimha publicly declared that he is going to retire from the politics and he returned to his farmhouse in Andhra Pradesh, where it is. But he haven't contested in the elections. But immediately after the assassination, he returned to Delhi and he is honored as a Prime Minister. How come this is possible for a person who can retire and he can immediately come back to the superior power, the democratic positions?
அதே போலவே நரசிம்ம ராவ் பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் வந்த உடனேயே WTO வேர்ல்ட் ட்ரேட் ஆர்கனைசேஷன் அந்த இதுக்காக ஸ்பெஷல் சேர்மனாக சுப்பிரமணிய சாமியை புட்டா பண்றாரு நரசிம்ம ராவ். அப்ப காங்கிரஸ் பார்ட்டியில் இருக்கிற யாராவது ஒருத்தர் போடாம அந்த கட்சிக்கு சம்பந்தம் இல்லாத சுப்பிரமணிய சாமியை நரசிம்ம ராவ் போட்டவருடைய நோக்கம் அவர் பிரைம் மினிஸ்டரா வருவதற்கான எல்லா வழியும் செய்து கொடுத்தவர் சுப்பிரமணிய சாமி அப்படிங்கிறது என்னுடைய சார்ஜ். இது பகிரங்கமா அந்த கோர்ட்ல ஜெயின் கமிஷன்லையும் சொல்லியிருக்கேன், மீட்டிங்லையும் சொல்லியிருக்கேன். இன்னைக்கு அது கிளியரா WTO வேர்ல்ட் ட்ரேட் ஆர்கனைசேஷன்.
See, moment Narasimha Rao came as a Prime Minister, he made Subramanian Swamy as a key person in the WTO position, which is on behalf of Indian government. His question is that Subramanian Swamy is nowhere related to the Congress. In fact, he was in a different party and he was a different person. How come he was put on to the very crucial position by Narasimha Rao? How come Narasimha Rao become Prime Minister is itself a doubtful? How come Subramanian Swamy from the different position party holding a powerful position is the other thing? And he coming to a conclusion, he registered his opinion strongly that Mr. Subramanian Swamy helped Mr. Narasimha Rao to come to power. For that sake, he helped Subramanian Swamy to hold the superior power in the WTO.
In a nutshell, are you trying to say that the LTT is innocent in this case and it is Subramanian Swamy who is the black sheep?
See, we are here to talk on one particular perspective. Making everything into one particular branded organization that did everything will actually close down the details of the conspiracy. Having detailed discussion on the LTTE, now we are putting forward so many questions here. These questions need to be questioned by the fourth estate. That's what we are asking. It's not about putting LTTE into everything will not solve the problem of the nation. So we are having so many questions that has got registered in the Jain Commission and elsewhere in the investigation agencies that was never put on to the public thing because this entire trial was not a transparent one, something like Indira Gandhi's thing. This is the only assassination, high-profile assassination in the world that was not very transparent. That's the reason we are bringing it everything.
Subramanian Swamy, you think that Subramanian Swamy is the one who plotted and...
He played a very crucial role, is what the accusation here. He's not the only one, may not be the only one, but he is the prime suspect in the entire conspiracy.
And who do you think now is trying to protect Subramanian Swamy? Who has been protecting him all throughout?
I'm sorry?
Who has been protecting Subramanian Swamy for the last 20 years?
And that's what we have to ask as the entire bureaucracy. Who is protecting Subramanian Swamy? Subramanian Swamy is accessing the secret files of the government. So who's helping out Subramanian Swamy is the question.
முக்கியமான ஒரு வேல்யூபிள் கொஸ்டின் என்ன கேட்டாங்க. இப்ப அந்த MDMA அந்த இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன் இன்னும் முடியல. இந்த 3 பேரை இப்போ தூத்துல போட்டுட்டா அந்த இன்வெஸ்டிகேஷன்ல இன்னும் 6 மாதம் கழிச்சோ அல்லது 2 வருஷம் கழிச்சோ இந்த கான்ஸ்பிரசியுடைய பிரெயினா இருந்த ஒருத்தனை சட்டத்துக்கு முன்னால் கொண்டு நிறுத்துறதுக்கு இந்த 3 பேரில் யாராவது ஒருத்தருடைய விட்னஸ் தேவை அப்படின்னு ஒரு நிலைமை வந்தா இந்த 3 பேரை தூக்கில் போட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் உயிரோடு கொண்டு வருது பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் கொண்டு வருவாரா, சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் கொண்டு வருமா, பார்லிமெண்ட் கொண்டு வருமா? அப்ப அந்த உண்மை குற்றவாளி தப்பிச்சு போவானா மாட்டானா? அந்த நியாய உணர்வுக்காக ஃபைட் பண்றோம்.
See, the point is that the MDMA, Multidisciplinary Monitoring Agency, is yet to complete its investigation. After hanging this person, the MDMA would have completed its investigation after 6 months after this hanging is done. But after that, if it pins down to a person who's the real brain of the conspiracy, and for that, if you require a witness from these 3 men, can you able to bring him back? So we want the investigation to start now, before the case is going to be closed by hanging the scapegoats.
But were these 3 men who are supposed to hang, are they part of LTP? Were they part of LTP?
கிடையாது. எங்களுடைய முக்கியமான நோக்கம் என்பது இந்த ராஜீவ் காந்தி கொலையில் உண்மையான குற்றவாளிகள் தான் தண்டிக்கப்படும். இந்த உலகம் முழுக்க இருக்கக்கூடிய சட்டத்தினுடைய அடிப்படையே 1000 குற்றவாளிகள் தப்பி போகலாம், ஆனால் நிரபராதிகள் ஒருவர் கூட தண்டிக்க கூடாது என்பதுதான். ஆனால் இதில் எல்லா விதமான சந்தேகத்துக்குள்ளான சுப்பிரமணிய சாமி இன்னும் பிளாக் கேட்ஸோட தான் இந்தியா கூட சுத்தி வர்றாரு. ஆனால் அப்பாவிகள் பேரறிவாளன் வெறும் 18 வயதுல அவன் சிறைக்கு போனான். அந்த சாந்தன் ஜெனூனா பாஸ்போர்ட்ல தான் வந்திருக்காங்க. முருகன் அந்த அசாசினேஷன் நடந்த அந்த இடத்திலேயே இந்த 3 பேரும் இருந்ததாக இன்றைக்கு வரைக்கும் நிரூபிக்கப்படவே இல்லை. அதனால இவர்கள் குற்றவாளிகள், அவங்களுக்கு மன்னிப்பு தாருங்கள்னு நாங்க கேட்கல. இந்த குற்றத்திற்கு இந்த 3 பேருக்கும் சம்பந்தமே இல்லை. உண்மை குற்றவாளிகளை கண்டுபிடிப்பதற்கு பதிலாக கிடைத்தவர்களை குற்றவாளிகளாக ஆக்கி இருக்கிறது சிபிஐ. அது இந்திய நாட்டுடைய நீதித்துறைக்கு, இந்திய நாட்டுடைய புலனாய்வு அமைப்புக்கு ஒரு தீராத களங்கமாக மாறிவிடும். அந்த களங்கத்தை துடைக்க வேண்டும் என்பதற்கு தான் நான் போராடுறேன்.
So if you're asking the sympathy to LTT or whatever the cause, the people in Tamil Nadu at that time, even the government of India itself sympathetic to the cause of Tamiliam at that time. So is everybody in Tamil Nadu. So it's irrelevant now. At that time, it's a very common thing. It just happened to be he got into the circuit. He somehow got taken up by the CBI where I was not. It is as simple as that. So it's almost all the youths in Tamil Nadu that time were sympathetic to it. It's not about a very strange thing that few people are sympathetic to it. It's a very common phenomenon there. That's how it is. So it's like how the Marathi feeling here in Mumbai with the Marathi people. It's the same thing with the Tamils there. It's very, very common feeling. How you supporting the Indian cricket team. This is similar to that. Because India itself is trying with the militants. So that's how it is. But that is not the only criteria to make them as a convict. We are asking that these 3 people are scapegoats. The real assassins got killed. So we want the real conspiracy behind the larger thing. Who's benefited out of this particular assassination need to be investigated. Who's really benefited? Definitely not the Tamils. Definitely not the Sri Lanka Tamils. Definitely not the LTTE. These 3 people are not at all the beneficiary of the assassination. Then who's the real beneficiary of that? Any political assassination cannot happen without a beneficiary. And who's the beneficiary is what our prime question. We have got some doubts, which has got very, very valid backgrounds, and which has got registered, which has got also recognized, and we putting forward those persons before the India, and we want those persons to be raised now before these 3 men to be hanged. What we want is that the 3 people are the scapegoats. If you hang these 3 people, the entire conspiracy put to rest. But the threat to the nation is still there. It is still there. Because we have to analyze how India was molded after post Rajiv Gandhi. What was the problem that we faced? See, at that time I was not a supporter of Rajiv Gandhi. I was a supporter of VP Singh. But it was really painful to see somebody got killed. Yes, of course, we are very sympathetic to Rajiv Gandhi too, like how we were with the Tamil Elam. We are humans. But entire community was made as a guilty community that entire Tamil is whoever sees Tamil is a militant or a part of LTTE. We faced it across India. We faced it. But now we are raising very hard questions. The person who is advocating of convicting or the hanging 3 men is a person who is referred as a doubtful person, none other than by a Jain Commission and the highest investigation agencies here. We are asking that.
As he brought this to the attention of Sonia Gandhi, who is the chairman of UPA, who is in power right now.
Sonia Gandhi, personal important 2 hours complete experiment. And the people, அவங்க 95 ஜனவரி அவங்க தான் என்ன கூப்பிட்டாங்க, நான் போய் பார்க்கிறேன். நான் ஜெயின் கமிஷன்ல என்னுடைய அபிடவிட்டை ஃபைல் பண்றதுக்காக நான் முயற்சி பண்ணுற போது இது ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம். மனோகர் லால் அப்படின்றவர் செக்ரட்டரி, ஜெயின் கமிஷனுடைய செக்ரட்டரி. நான் அவர்கிட்ட என்னுடைய ஃபைலை கொண்டு போய் கொடுக்குறேன். அவர் சிரிச்சு முதல்ல டீ கொடுக்கிறார், அந்த ஃபைலை பரட்டி பார்க்கிறார், திரும்பி என்ன பார்த்து ஆர் யூ அக்யூசிங் டாக்டர் சாமி, நான் எஸ்ன்னு சொன்னதான் அந்த ஃபைலை தூக்கி போட்டார். நான் என்ன பண்றது தெரியாம தவிக்கிற போதுதான் மிஸ்டர் ரஜினி ரஞ்சன் சாஹு, ஒரு சீனியர் ராஜ்யசபா எம்பி ஃப்ரம் போபால், அவர் நைட்டு 12 o'clock என்ன வந்து பிடிச்சார் டெல்லியில. சோனியா மேடம் வாண்ட்ஸ் டு மீட் யூ. நெக்ஸ்ட் டே சோனியாட்டே நான் அழைச்சு போனார். 2 hours நான் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணேன். அப்ப லாங்குவேஜ் ப்ராப்ளம் வரக்கூடாதுங்கிறதுக்காக சோனியா காந்தி பக்கத்தில் வச்சிருந்தது மிஸ்டர் பிள்ளை அண்ட் மிஸ்டர் மாதவன், அவருடைய செக்ரட்டரிஸ். அவங்கள்ட்ட 2 மணி நேரம் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணதுக்கு பின்னால அவங்க என்கிட்ட முதல்ல கேட்ட கேள்வி, இதுல நீ இன்வால்வ் ஆனா உனக்கு லைஃப் த்ரெட் இருக்கு அப்படின்னு உனக்கு தெரியுதா இல்லையான்னு கேட்டாங்க. தெரியும் சொன்னேன். இவ்வளவு பெரிய த்ரெட் இருக்கிற போது எதற்காக நீ வந்த, உன்னுடைய எதிர்பார்ப்புடைய எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன் என்னன்னு கேட்டாங்க. எதுவுமே கிடையாது, ஆனால் இதை பற்றி உண்மை எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சிருக்கிற போது அதை உரிய இடத்துல நான் சொல்லலைன்னா என்னுடைய கான்சியஸ் இடிக்குது, என்னால தூங்கவே முடியல, அதனால உரிய இடத்துல சொல்லிடலாம் ஜெயின் கமிஷன் போனேன். உடனே அவங்க என்கிட்ட கேட்டாங்க, நான் உங்களுக்கு என்ன ஹெல்ப் பண்ணணும்னு கேட்டாங்க. எந்த ஹெல்ப்புமே எனக்கு வேண்டாம்னு சொன்னேன். கடைசியாக அந்த மனோகர்லாம் அட்மிட் பண்ணவே மாட்டாம போல் இருக்கு, அட்மிட் பண்றதுக்கு ஏதாவது சான்ஸ் இருக்கான்னு கேட்டேன். கவலைப்படாத, நீங்க போங்க, அதுக்காக ஏற்பாடு பண்றேன்னு சொன்னாங்க. 7 years நடந்த அந்த ஜெயின் கமிஷன் என்கொயரியிலேயே என்னுடைய அபிடவிட்டை அட்மிட் பண்றதா டிஸ்மிஸ் பண்றதான்னு டிபேட் வருகிற போதுதான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் சோனியா ஃபேமிலியில இருந்து அந்த ஜெயின் கமிஷன் நடந்த விஞ்ஞான் பவனுக்கு உள்ள பிரியங்கா என்ட்ரி கொடுத்துச்சு.
He approached Jain Commission and he filed his case with Mr. Manohar Lal, Secretary. Initially, before reading the report, he was very courteous. He offered the tea and all. After reading the report, he said, "Are you accusing Subramanian Swamy?" is what is told, and threw the paper away. He sent him away. That night, he didn't know what to do, and he was in Delhi. That time, one Mr. Rajini Ranjan Sadhu, MP from Rajya Sabha MP, he approached Mr. Veluchami. He said, "Madam Sonia Gandhi want to meet you." And he went to Sonia's place and he interacted. He explained the details, whatever he knows, to her about 2 hours. And the translators who's along with Sonia was one Mr. Pillai, other Mr. Madhavan. And after listening to his statements, she asked him, "Are you not feeling a threat to your life by stating all these things?" He said, "Yes, I know what's the kind of threat I'm facing." "Then why are you coming and doing this? And what's the favor that you want?" He replied that it's my conscience that's driving me against this. And I want one favor from you, is that I won't register this particular thing in Jain Commission because I fear that Mr. Manohar Lal will not admit the case. And she replied that I will do the necessary things. And he registered his case with the Jain Commission. For nearly 7 years, for the first time, a family member of Sonia Gandhi, Ms. Priyanka, visited the Jain Commission for the first time. And she was there till he files his complaint with the Jain Commission. And whenever he goes there, she used to be there in the Jain Commission.
When was this?
Which
was the period of
95.
95.
Priyanka Gandhi accompanied you all the time you went to the Jain Commission?
Yes, 3 times she visited Vignan Bhavan.
3 times in the Vignan Bhavan.
95, January.
January 95.
Now Sonia Gandhi is almost being government, is there was from the UPA for the last 8 years. When she herself is in power, and you pursued the matter with her about her husband's assassination.
See, that is the reason he is fighting out. Because she is in power, why this conspiracy was not brought out is what his fight all this time. He is fighting for this for about 15 years in Murugan corner of villages in Tamil Nadu. And he almost made public meetings every week or so for the past 15 years in Tamil Nadu to take up this cause. He is a pure congressman. His family are Congress people. And he is no way related to the other side of ideology, but he is a honest congressman. That's the reason he is fighting for that.
Don't you find there is any role of Sonia Gandhi because still she is in the last 10 years as a chairperson of the party and still there is not any report has come down.
It is up to the Sonia Gandhi to have to reply that. That's what is that. We are trying to have that. We are trying to have a
Suggestion?
good suggestion. We are trying to do it. I'm sorry, we are trying because we are trying to sensitize these things with the press people so that they can raise hard questions. That's our very objective. That we started with Mumbai because we feel that Mumbai was more liberal and more honest, and that's all.
In your view, do you think that if Rajiv Gandhi would have come to power, the liberalization of the economy that happened wouldn't have happened or would have gotten delayed, and that his assassination was building into that, is connected to that?
Maybe a hypothetical question I would not answer.
We may not be able to know that.
But since you
Infant words cannot be there in the history, but the thing is that
since you are a commentator, you are a journalist, so what is your opinion? I mean, what was his view before that?
This is a hypothetical question. I am not able to answer your question. This is a hypothetical, I feel.
No, since you know him before what he was, before his assassination, what were his politics before that? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm a younger generation, so I'm not very much aware of that. I need to be educated. That's why I'm asking this question.
What was his politics and if he was alive?
In terms of globalization, liberalization.
It is only the international pressure that made the Indian government to sort out their own projects and schemes and policies. Now India is under the international pressure. Manmohan Singh is under the pressure that the MNCs are dominating these countries and all these globalizations are going on now. So I don't know, I didn't do so when Rajiv Gandhi submitted to this international pressure or rejected the international pressure. It depends upon the Rajiv Gandhi mood. But according to the international mood of this country now, I think Rajiv Gandhi would have sailed the same boat as of now. That is what I felt.
The one question I want to ask you, Mr. Subramanian Swamy is now making a battle against corruption. At this point of time, there are certain allegations that are being made against him. Do you think these two things would be juxtaposed and seen in a context of Mr. Subramanian Swamy?
See, Subramanian Swamy is now only fighting against corruption, not before 15 or 20 years before. But these allegations, it's not allegation, it's with the proof, with the evidence, was present about 20 years back. It is still there. So we are meeting after 15 years. So that's the situation here.
What is the timing? Timing would be
No,
considered.
No, I want to make one more point regarding this Subramanian Swamy. When he was a law minister under the Chandrasekhar government, he was a person who sabotaged the Bofors case. He sabotaged the Bofors case and one of the most corruption cases. And he used his powers to sabotage the Bofors case when he was a law minister of India.
I want your take, sir. Before a year or two, Priyanka Gandhi had made one of the victims in this assassination in the jail. So I want your take on that as a Congress that what Priyanka did was right or wrong.
பார்த்து சரியா தரமாட்டேங்கிறாங்க. அது நம்ம சொல்ல முடியாது. அவங்க விருப்பம் போய் பார்க்கணும்னு நினைச்சிருக்காங்க பார்த்தாங்க.
It is her own right.
Yeah, it is her own right to meet them, but we don't know why she met and all. We really don't know why.
He's still saying that he's still pursuing the case with Sonia Gandhi now that she's in power. When was the latest that he followed up with Sonia Gandhi on this particular?
திரும்ப அதுக்கப்புறமா இந்த கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து 5 years 5 வருடங்களுக்கு முன்னால் திரும்பவும் நான் சோனியா காந்தியை பார்த்தேன். நான் ஏன் சோனியா காந்தியை பார்க்க விட்டுட்டேன்னு சொன்னாக்க, இந்த பர்டிகுலர் கேஸ்ல from the beginning இதுல இருக்கக்கூடிய உண்மைகளை எல்லாத்தையுமே அழிக்கிற வேலையை செய்தவர் இப்ப இருக்கிற ஹோம் மினிஸ்டர் மிஸ்டர் பி சிதம்பரம். நரசிம்மராவ் கவர்மெண்ட்ல இந்த அசாசினேஷன் சம்பந்தப்பட்ட எல்லா கமிஷனுக்கும் ஹெல்ப் பண்றதுக்காக ஒரு மினிஸ்டர் டெப்யூட் பண்றாங்க. அந்த மினிஸ்டர் பி சிதம்பரம். இப்போ மன்மோகன் சிங் பிரைம் மினிஸ்டர் வருகிற போது சிதம்பரம் காங்கிரஸ் பார்ட்டிலேயே கிடையாது. ஆனா மினிஸ்ட்ரியில நம்பர் 2 பொசிஷன் கொடுத்து அவரை பைனான்ஸ் மினிஸ்டரா போட்ட உடனே எனக்கு டவுட் வருது, ஏன் இந்த சந்தேகத்துக்குரியவரை இந்த கவர்மெண்ட்ல செகண்ட் பொசிஷன் கொடுக்கறாங்க. அதுக்கு பின்னால் நான் சோனியா காந்தி போய் பார்க்கிற போது அந்த போட்டோ நான் வச்சிருக்கேன். அவங்க என்ன சொன்னாங்கன்னா, ஒரு மிஸ்ஸஸ் அர்ச்சனா டால்மியா அவங்க பிஏன்னு சொல்லி அவங்கள அழைச்சு இவங்ககிட்ட பேசுங்கன்னு சொன்னாங்க. நான் உங்ககிட்ட போய் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன். சரி, நான் அந்த மேடத்திட்ட நான் சொல்றேன், பிறகு உங்களுக்கு இன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுவோம்னு சொன்னாங்க. பட் அதுக்கு பின்னால எந்த கம்யூனிகேஷன் கிடையாது. இப்போ 5 years back, 2007.
He met Sonia Gandhi around 2006, and he dropped the idea of meeting her. After that is that after she has great confidence in P. Chidambaram, making him given a great position, because he feels that Chidambaram is a person who actually corrected the files that was on record of the files of the investigation, key files. So he dropped that. He actually lost his confidence that this can go on a right track. So he stopped meeting her. After he tried, but he was asked to meet on Archana Dalmia as a PA, and he explained everything, his concerns to that particular person, and he didn't really know what happened after that.
So Archana Dalmia is
அந்த அம்மாவுடைய PA, கசன் செக்ரட்டரி சோனியாவோட கசன்.
Sonia's PA. Yeah.
Do you have solid proof that P. Chidambaram was responsible for tampering evidence and?
ப்ரூஃப் கொடுக்க வேண்டியது யூனிவர்சிட்டி தான், சிபிஐ தான் பண்ணுது. நம்முடைய டவுட்டை சொல்றேன்.
So I want to clarify.
I want to answer for saying. When Verma Commission was appointed for the secretarial officers. Subsequently, when Jain Commission was appointed, the Jain Commission seek the original order of the Verma Commission's appointment, regarding the appointment. The file got the file from the department itself. They have missed the file. And Verma appointed a committee Verma appointed a committee to inquire into the file for the Verma's Commission's appointment file. Before the Jain Commission, Chidambaram deposed before the Jain Commission, When one of the secretary deposed before the commission, the Verma Commission's appointment file was not written, was not the original file that he deposed before the Jain Commission. And when P. Sarbaram deposed before the commission, he admitted that it was a doctored file that we have produced before the Verma Commission, Verma Commission, he himself admitted before the Jain Commission. He submitted a doctored file about the Verma Commission appointment before the Jain Commission.
What authority had he submitted? He was not a Home Minister then.
He was a State Minister.
Deputy Home Minister.
Deputy Home Minister. Yeah. Yeah.
This question is for Mr. Rajiv. We've heard from Mr. Perarivalan before that regional affinities have, such as Tamilians' affinity towards Sri Lankan Tamil cause and Maharashtrians have long shaped regional identity. So how has Rajiv Gandhi's assassination shaped the identity of a Tamil person today in the large region?
Rajiv Gandhi assassination, Rajiv Gandhi assassination, let me share for it, Tamil identity.
So you can speak in Tamil, I understand Tamil.
But I don't. You should have asked the question in Tamil.
See, the Tamil sentiments does not approve the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. Nobody wants Rajiv Gandhi. No leader should be killed in the Tamil land. That is the sentiments of the Tamil people. But particularly we are talking about the Rajiv Gandhi assassination. There are some lapses. They must be taken into account, and a real investigation should be brought, and the real culprit should be brought into account. That is our that is what we have said.
So the context in which I asked this question is that I've been to Perarivalan, and from what I hear from the people who are leading the protests against the nuclear plant is that the policies of the central government have always, towards Tamil people, have always been viewed through the prism of this particular assassination. So my question to you is, why is there such a feeling among Tamil people that, as you said, that they have been burdened with this guilt of the assassination? Why is there such a feeling?
No, I can't understand what is this.
Okay.
Shall I ask you shall I answer this question? See, of course, there is, though the Tamil community didn't approve the Rajiv Gandhi assassination, but you should understand that there is the largest and very cruel oppression that went on after the assassination. And every youth who got sympathetic to the Tamilian cause was investigated, was coerced by the investigation agencies. And almost everything, you can't able to speak up the basic rights of the Tamil, and immediately you will be termed as a supporter of LTT or XYZ. And immediately you will put under the investigation. We ourselves faced these things in the early days of the college days. A very innocent, very young people, we faced so many suppression that time. And over a period of time, after this 2009 genocide, of course, we realized that the policies are not good enough to uphold the humanity that was promised by the Indian Constitution. So that is the feeling that is running large into the minds of Tamil. But it is never against, it's never in support of a violence or any kind of assassination. You should understand that after the Rajiv Gandhi assassination, Congress coalition won the major seats. Not even the UP, not even the Bihar, not even Madhya Pradesh, not even Rajasthan, but it is in Tamil Nadu that voted in favor of Congress. So you should understand the mind of a Tamil. They never supported the violence, but the moment they talk rights of them, be it on a Kaveri issue, or be it a fisherman issue, be it anything, they will be branded as that you are a Tamil fanatic. You can't speak anything in favor of rights. If you look at a Hogenical water issue, water was supposed to be pumped from the Tamil Nadu side, but there was a problem from the Kannadigar side. But the media in the North India, that they are registered the thing, I'm not accusing the entire media, but sections of media saying that Tamil fanatism is running high, saying that to uphold the Tamil cause and all, Tamil fanatism is running high. It's simply that we are taking water from our part, from the Hogenical, from Tamil Nadu side. But the protest was there on the Kannadigar side. So this is the kind of a thing that actually blocked the real concerns of the Tamil people. If the Kudungalam, look at the Kudungalam, it's about hundreds of villages. That is with the anti-nuclear protest there. But that is not covered here. But women and children. I was there about 4 days back there. I came from there. I saw women and children who came and sit over past a month there. But that was not covered. See, it's not, we are running all the kind of protests. You can't even show one incident that is violent, which came out of intolerance towards other ethnic groups or other people of India. Not even one incident, you cannot refer that. When I was in college, Kannadigas beaten Tamils, my relatives were beaten in Bengaluru, their properties were burnt down. But in my college, I saw my friends, my classmates were Kannadigas. They were there. But we were friends till date. Not even one violent incident is registered that time when about tens of people were killed in Bangalore. So that is the kind of people that we are, but that was not portrayed all the time when we talk about, oh, you people are supporting LTT, you people Tamil, you are terrorists. So that actually killed the real cause, and now that rhetoric of the state blocking the investigation of the real conspiracy that is behind Rajiv Gandhi and the threat for the nation is still there.
After the assassination of the Rajiv Gandhi, the Tamil community should come together to raise their voice against the injustice done to the Tamil community by the government of India. And after the rejection of the clemency petition of these very people, the Tamil unity is more strengthened now. The Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu passed a resolution in the Tamil Nadu Assembly to commute the sentence of these 3 people to life sentences because of this absurd in the Tamil community. Because of this absurd of this Tamil community, we are appealing to the central government to commute these sentences of these 3 people. That is a resolution passed by the Chief Minister himself in Tamil Nadu Assembly. And the same thing is going on in Kudangalam. It is against the will of the Tamil people. The Indian government pushed the dangerous atomic project on these people, and the people are fighting. And regarding the fisherman issue also, the central government is very indifferent to the concern of the Tamil people. So the entire, and the Jain Commission pointed out, the entire Tamil community is blamed for Rajiv assassination. The entire community used to be blamed for the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. That was a report given by the Jain. So the Tamil community itself is really wounded, and the injustice done by the government of India.
Sir, it's not just the Tamil community.
Very briefly, would like to know from you, are you demanding a suspension of the death penalty upon the 3 years?
Definitely, we want to abolish the death penalty throughout India, not to these 3 people. We are against the death penalty.
It's not started. See, this is not started now. This started long back. This battle for anti-death penalty started long back. Even my college school days itself. Now it came the moment. Now it got attention of the media. So it's not only for 3 people. We know that in death penalty in India, only the scapegoats are hanged, and most of the cases, and the poor people who couldn't be able to fight their cases. So we want the death penalty to be stopped. The one example that which he got the material with the evidence with him. Now he got RTI information from the Home Ministry.
President mercy petition dismiss பண்றதுக்கு என்ன லீகலா வச்சிருக்காங்க கேட்டா ஹோம் மினிஸ்ட்ரி அவங்க அட்வைஸ் படி சொல்லணும். ஆனா ஹோம் மினிஸ்ட்ரி கவுன்சில் ஆஃப் மினிஸ்டர்ஸ் உட்கார்ந்து அவங்க டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணி அதற்கு பின்னால சொல்லணும் இருக்கு. நான் ரைட் டு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் ஆக்ட்ல ஹோம் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டுக்கு ஒரு லெட்டர் போட்டேன். அது என்னன்னா இந்த கவுன்சில் ஆஃப் மினிஸ்டர்ஸ் மீட்டிங் எந்த தேதியில எந்த டேட்ல எந்த இடத்துல நடந்துச்சு, அதுல அட்டெண்ட் பண்ண மற்ற அதர் கேபினட் மினிஸ்டர்ஸ் யார் யார் நான் கேட்டேன். அதுல அவங்க அனுப்பிச்சிருக்காங்க அந்த லெட்டர்ல எந்த மினிஸ்டரும் அந்த மீட்டிங்ல அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணல. ஹோம் மினிஸ்டர் மாத்திரமே அவர் அட்வைஸ் படி நாங்க பிரசிடென்ட்டுக்கு நாங்க ரெக்கமெண்ட் பண்ணோம்னு சொல்றாங்க. இது சட்டப்படியும் தர்மப்படியும் இது ஒண்ணு நடந்ததே கிடையாது. இது ஒன்னே போதும் சிதம்பரத்துக்கு ஒரு இன்டென்ஷன் இருந்திருக்கு, மோட்டிவ் இருந்திருக்கு. இவர்களை தூக்க போட்டுட்டா இந்த பிரச்சனை இதோட முடிஞ்சிரும் அப்படின்னு அவர் நினைக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு ஆதாரமா நினைக்கிறேன். அது இந்த ரைட் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் ஆக்ட்ல அவங்க கொடுத்த அந்த பதில்.
So he asked what is the legal practice to reject the mercy petition by the president is that the president will refer the case to the minister, home minister, and the council of minister have to take a call on the mercy petition and have to correspond their opinion to the president. That is the procedure, that was the law. When he got an RTA, he asked a question to the home ministry, when was the council of minister meeting was happened? And he got the information that there is no council of minister meeting has happened, and it's just a home ministry that opinion that gave the opinion to reject the mercy petition, and there was no council of ministers happened, that he got the RTA report with him. So this shows that P. Chidambaram has got an intention to hang these people because he bypassed the procedures similarly.
So the new process was not followed, so how mercy petition can be rejected? The process in the council of ministers meeting has to say.
Yeah.
And if it has not happened.
Yeah. That's what our question.
When was the RTA filed?
When was the RTA?
Why are you being on the
30th September 2011.
Okay.
About a month back. Yeah.
When Indira Gandhi was assassinated and Subramanian Swamy were hanged,
Yeah.
Sikh community as such did not come in demanding mercy to the assassins. Mahatma Gandhi was assassinated, none of from Maharashtra came forward asking for the mercy to the assassins. Why is it that now it's getting completely painted as if the entire Tamil community is getting hurt because 3 Tamilians are getting hanged?
It is because they are innocents. As simple as that. In Mahatma Gandhi's case, it's clearly no, he is the killer. And the same is with Indira Gandhi. But with him, with Rajiv Gandhi, assassins are there. Only the conspiracy was left. So the real conspirators have to be brought before the court. We are in the real interest of the understanding what was behind the Rajiv Gandhi assassination. We are asking the question, who is the real conspirator? But not these people.
Though it is called as mercy petition, really it is not a mercy petition. It is a right petition constituted to the president. It is a right petition. That is, we are making use of the right, not for mercy. Though it is called mercy petition, it is a right. President has a right to decide whether to hang or not. It is a right given by the constitution to the president. So we are making use of this constitution to release the people. This is not a mercy. This is our right.
So our question to the nation is that, so whatever that comes out of Tamil Nadu, the rights, is being covered up, it's been blamed that you are part of an LTT or sympathizer of LTT, and the entire thing is, the entire person is thrown away to the dustbin. The same thing is what is happening here also. Whatever that we are trying to say that we are doing a campaign against death penalty, saying that LTT sympathizers are doing the anti-death penalty. But there are strong critics of LTT people also involved in the campaign. But it is there, it's a civil society that stands up for Tamil people. the three innocent people who spent already 20 years in the prison are going to be hanged. No human community cannot accept this. No civil community cannot accept this. It is not we, it's Amnesty International. No, it's not.
The difference here is that
Yeah.
here you are calling them innocent, but the Supreme Court of India, the highest judicial authority of the nation, has convicted them.
Yeah. See, that's why.
I am saying that I am completely ridiculing the judicial procedure, whatever happened in the Supreme Court.
No, let me clarify your point. Supreme Court, unfortunately, fortunately, never take the self-confession which is made in the police station or under the police. But in this case, these three people or seven people, their confessions made under the Tada Court, under the police, was considered as a confession, and based on that is what the death sentence was given. It was clearly bypassing of the judiciary. That's where the question rises. They were never given. That's what the Perarivalan repeatedly asking. The question is that the justice was denied to them.
And also Supreme Court said Tada didn't attract in this case. This is a verdict given by the Supreme Court. This case did not attract Tada. The motive is only to kill the Rajiv Gandhi, not to destabilize this country. If you inquiry, if you conduct a case under the Tada, it should be to destabilize this country. But the accused are the only motive is to kill the Rajiv, so it doesn't attract Tada. That is the judgment given by the Supreme Court. But the same Supreme Court take the confession under the Tada. That is a contradiction we point out.
Supreme Court is not guided by the Tada, I believe. So Supreme Court is.
No, I want to get
the Chief Justice K.T. Thomas, who inquired this case, now appeal to the government or appeal to the people not to hang all these people, all the three people. This is not just. I have been forced to give this verdict. I was in the position like Jesus crucified. Like Jesus crucified by some cloth. So I was at the position that was my position. So now I am appeal to the humanity not to hang to all these people. And one more, the CBI Director Karthikeyan, who inquired into this case, now appealed to the country not to hang all the three people. Now he appealed to the country. And Sonia Gandhi itself gave a memorandum to the President K. Narayanan that these convicts should not be hanged. This is her appeal to M.K. Narayanan. He already appealed to M.K. Narayanan. And one of the presiding officer of the CBI, Rahul, he conducted the entire inquiry. He said, no one should know who made the built bomb that killed Rajiv Gandhi. That is yet to be not desired, discovered, yet to be discovered who made the built bomb. But they told Mr. Perarivalan gave battery to the built bomb, and that was the only accusation made out of confession, and that was the only reason he is under the death row now. So the justice who inquired in this case wanted to give them commute. And the CBI director himself doesn't want to hang them. And Sonia Gandhi, she stands up, doesn't want to hang them. That is what we are placing these ideas to the community. That is what we are seeking for.
Opposing death penalty on humanitarian grounds. Right? No, sir. Because see, there is no legal ground because it is proved in court.
No, it's not proved to the court. That's what the question.
Supreme Court has convicted them.
No, convicted based on the confessions made under the police. That the police is not.
There is no legal provision to appeal.
Yeah, that's that. So they were denied.
Right now, it can be only on humanitarian grounds to oppose the death penalty.
Of course. But on the human rights, because see, we are arguing the entire thing for two things. One is that the way the investigation is done and the way the justice is delivered. Because they were denied of appeal of High Court or a magistrate court, then it went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court unfortunately took the Tada Court confession, which is not on the judicial form. So that's where the question rises. The justice was denied to them. So we are asking the justice. We are asking the justice is what we are fighting for that. See, judicial fight is a different platform altogether. Human rights fighting, the political fighting is an entirely different platform. We are saying from the day one, there is no proper judicial process is given. Even now, we have a skeptical opinion about the entire process. But how the judicial fight can be taken up can be decided only with their lawyers. We can't do that. But it's our fight as a human rights activist that we are doing our fight in this platform. You want people to understand these people where the justice was denied to these people. It's quite unfortunate because you can't apply, you can't go beyond a Supreme Court. That's the point here. But Supreme Court haven't followed the process that it's been doing for the past 50 years or so. This is the only case that accepted the confession made under the police. It never. That's not a process.
Basically, movement is against them.
Yes. Yeah. Any more questions?
If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Subramanian Swamy had once alleged that the LTD had linked with Sonia Gandhi's family. Can you comment on that?
This book written by Dr. Subramanian Swamy. 7 pages. Sonia Gandhi link is there. Sonia Gandhi, our Amma Paulo Maina, and Arjun Singh, Margaret Alva. In 4 பேருக்கு LTD link இருக்குங்கிறத வெளியிடுறாரு. Subramanian Swamy's book. I am not telling all these things.
See, like Subramanian Swamy is saying that in 2000.
இது வந்து உண்மையா பொய்யா எதுவும் இதை எழுதுறதுக்கு அவருக்கு பிளாக் கேஷ் பாதுகாப்பு இந்தியன் கவர்மெண்ட் ஆகும்.
Subramanian Swamy in his book stating that if you investigate Sonia Gandhi and her mother Baulomina and Arjun Singh, Margaret Alva, then the real conspiracy will come to the limelight. Is another Mr. Subramanian Swamy stated in his book. He's written in his book that was published about 10 years before.
Rajiv Gandhi கொலை விடை கிடைக்காத வினாக்களும் கேட்கப்படாத கேள்வி.
Rajiv Gandhi assassination, the unanswered questions, and the questions that was never asked. Yeah, he has written the book. It's not me.
10 years back.
10 years back. Now Sonia Gandhi have to respond to this thing. But we are Subramanian have to respond. Then how come you can hang 3 people? That's not the question. Thank you, friends. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your patiently listening to our discussion. And Mr. Perarivalan Swamy is committed to an open debate with Dr. Subramanian Swamy in the same case, because he has so many things that can be discussed in the public forum which he don't want to reveal it now. Which he can, there are many more things that. We didn't have time. It's a bigger conspiracy. So, he is really open for the debate. So we have put forward. We came all the way to Mumbai to challenge Subramanian Swamy whether he is ready for open debate, because he is the champion of campaigning and hanging 3 men. So he is a person who got elected from Mumbai. Probably you can raise the question. Started his career, so-called career from Mumbai. So it's up to Subramanian Swamy to come to a democratic platform to open up a discussion. Is what his demand for us. Thank you, one and all.